What if I told you that the next big economic revolution isn't happening in Silicon Valley or Berlin, but in a country that's been quietly rewriting the rules of innovation? Let me tell you why China's not just catching up in tech, it's redefining what's possible. Picture this. A nation that once built the world's cheapest televisions is now racing to build robots that can run a half marathon, AI models that outpace Western rivals, and life-saving drugs that could change medicine forever. This isn't just progress, it's a full-scale industrial renaissance, and it's happening faster than most people realize. Here's the thing, China's transformation from factory of the world to innovation engine isn't a fluke. It's a calculated, decades-long strategy. You see, the old model, the 3 pillars of clothing, furniture, and appliances, was built on cheap labor and mass production. But now, they've swapped that out for the new 3 electric vehicles, lithium batteries, and solar panels. And guess what? They're already outpacing the rest of the world in these sectors. But this is just the beginning. The real game changers are robotics, AI, and biotech, industries that could redefine not just China's economy, but the global order. Let me break this down. Take robotics, for instance. Last year alone, China developed over 400 complete humanoid robots, more than half the world's total. And here's the kicker. These robots aren't just prototypes. They're hitting the market at a scale that's staggering. Quadruped robots, those 4-legged machines that walk like dogs, now account for nearly 70% of global sales. Imagine a world where these robots are delivering packages in your neighborhood, inspecting pipelines in oil fields, or even patrolling cities. China's not just building them, they're making them affordable, reliable, and ready for mass adoption. But what really stands out to me is how they're doing this. It's not just about throwing money at R&D. It's about creating an ecosystem where innovation can thrive. Think about it. China has the world's largest middle class, which means they have billions of potential users testing new technologies in real time. Their digital infrastructure, 5G networks, data centers, IT systems, is already world-class. And then there's the data itself. Decades of digitizing everything from government services to e-commerce platforms have created a treasure trove of information that fuels AI development. This isn't just a pipeline, it's a feedback loop, where every new user interaction improves the next iteration of technology. Now, here's a detail that's fascinating. China's approach to AI isn't just about algorithms. It's about accessibility. Their open-source models, like the Kimi K3, are being downloaded over 10 billion times globally. That's not just a number, it's a statement. They're democratizing AI, making it available to developers in places that might otherwise be left behind. And yet, they're not just giving it away. They're using it to power everything from smart cities to autonomous vehicles. This is the kind of strategic thinking that's hard to replicate. But let's not forget the human element. China's focus on innovative drugs isn't just about pharmaceuticals, it's about solving global health crises. With their investment in biotech, they're not just chasing profits. They're tackling diseases that affect millions. And this brings me to a deeper question. What happens when a country with this kind of industrial might starts to lead in areas that directly impact human life? The implications are huge. From personalized medicine to AI-driven diagnostics, China could be reshaping healthcare as we know it. And here's the kicker. They're not keeping it all to themselves. At the 2026 World AI Conference, China made it clear that this isn't a solo act. They're offering training programs to 5,000 developing countries and sharing their meteorological AI system with 30 nations. This isn't charity, it's a calculated move to position themselves as the global leader in innovation. Because in the end, the new 3 aren't just China's calling card. They're a blueprint for the future, one that could either unite the world in shared progress or create new divides. The question is, are we ready for it?